Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So, what a difference 24 hours can make in this overall market. Now, we did go down to fearful levels on the fear and greed index, which was great to see. We are now back to neutral, and Bitcoin is nearly at $60,000. Now, with that, a lot of altcoins are starting to break out against Bitcoin, which is something that we have been outlining for a very long time now on the channel. We have been waiting for this to officially begin. And just to give you guys a perspective, like Telcoin, right? This is a project that I've been following for a while, and I've been telling you guys about on the channel and also even in the Patreon and even in the Discord. One thing to watch for in terms of a pattern on a lot of these altcoins, and you could follow this in terms of taking a position when they start having this major trail to the downside, right? This massive downtrend. Watch for a bounce off of a trend line, and you could start the trend line from the initial bounce, right? It should bounce off of that line multiple times, and if it can break over the upper trend line, for an example, Telcoin has done that, it will have a big breakout. And that's what we're actually seeing in the last 7 days, up about roughly, almost 18%. In the last 24-hour span, it's up about roughly 21%. And a lot of altcoins are looking like this. Don't think that's just Telcoin. XRP seems as though it is starting to turn. I'm going to talk about that in this video. In fact, the last time that XRP is doing what it is doing right now on the charts, XRP did a 60,000% plus run up. Now, do we expect it to do the same exact thing? No, but I do think that it is very interesting to focus on, considering the fact that this time around, XRP could very well skyrocket to roughly $10 to $20 plus. Now, I told you guys I'm taking profits between $5 to $10. I will always have that moon bag on the sidelines in case we go to $20 to $30, but I'm not expecting it. But it could very well happen. Now, outside of this, let's talk about a few things, because are we out of the water right now? Are we in that point in time where we should get very excited about what's happening? No, we're not out of the water yet. There could still, be a major pullback, but a few things that have been outlined in the past, especially on the channel, is where we are at right now in terms of the overall cycle. Now, big shout out to TechDev52. He did post this image of 2021 and where we are at right now. We have the impulsive structure of the last 1.5 years, says 90 to 100K is next on Bitcoin. I'll just make sure to just show the right side next time, folks. Apparently digging up historical price data from a past impulse to support account on the current one makes this just a fractal. But regardless, here we have on the left side, right, we have the first stage of the Elliott wave theory. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. And then we also have the ABC correction within there. And if we look at the right side, we have the first wave, followed by the ABC correction, followed by the second wave, followed by the third, fourth, and also the fifth wave. We are now missing the fifth wave of this impulse. We've already saw our fourth wave, which was that major impulsive move down to the mid 56 roughly almost K region. It was like 56.8 or something. I don't know. It was almost like around 57. I could actually see it over here in terms of the CMC chart. So it was roughly, it was like 56.8K, something around that range. But then what we are watching for is a major move to almost like 100K, backtesting roughly around like 70K. It's typically the previous high. And then from there, we just continue to range to the upside. And the target that he has is about roughly 150K. My target is like 100 to 120K. So it kind of aligns with what he is looking at. But regardless, make sure that you are taking profits. Outside of this, though, I showed you guys Credible Crypto's chart. Again, are we out of the water yet? No, we're not, right? We still need to reclaim significant levels. In fact, what we are watching for is a break over 74K still, and we still need to see higher highs and higher lows on the chart. We still have been seeing higher lows. Technically, we haven't seen a higher high in a very long time. So we are still waiting for 74K to actually be reclaimed on the macro. In the short term, we're still watching 67K, 64.5K as well. Those are two levels that need to be broken. But outside of this, what about altcoins, right? So over on X, I did quote Rob Art Crypto, and I said, if you are reading this post from Sir Rob Art, you should be extremely bullish. I've been mentioning time and time again how altcoins are starting to break out against their Bitcoin pairs. It's only a matter of time until alt season officially begins. All the narratives circulating around trying to paint the dark picture of how altcoins won't see the rotation because of ETFs or that alt season simply won't happen is ridiculous. I could not be more bullish on altcoins right now. Focus on the big picture and definitely keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance as well as the total 3 chart. It's almost harvesting season. Remember to take profits and don't get trapped bag holding. And what he said is not a single blue chip alt has breached its all-time high yet. Most are still 70 to 95% below their all-time highs, mostly around 80%. Now, as we do look at that, we also look at the total 3. Big shout out to 360 Trader for this. We have alts are at this stage last cycle. Now, he is actually showing us around roughly the June, July timeframe. Now, if we actually look at the total 3, back in the June, July timeframe, this is what we saw. So this is like March of 2020, leading into April, May, and then here we have June. And this is the major pullback in June. It was roughly about 15.9%. There was wicks within there, though. He actually outlined roughly May 25th, which this is the week of. This is roughly a 24% pullback. Now, as you guys do see, that candle initially turned into green, and that move on the chart is just a small little blip. Now, over here, this is what the overall chart looks like currently in terms of the total 3. From that high over here, we're up about roughly 44% away from an all-time high. From the current level that we are at now, it's roughly about 78.5%. Now, back here, if we're talking about new all-time highs, there's a few key levels in here where we were roughly about 200 300% away from a new all-time high. But you got to remember, right, it wasn't that hard to have astronomical moves to the upside, because down here we're talking about roughly like a $29 billion market cap for all of the altcoin market. Right now we're sitting at about roughly 600 and almost $37 billion, or 630 like $3 billion. So diminished gains are definitely a thing to focus on, but I definitely do think that we are about to have a major move in the market. My overall target for the altcoin market in terms of value is about roughly 2 trillion to about 2.5 trillion. Now, we could very well go well over these targets. We can go to like 3 trillion, 4 trillion, 5 trillion. But this is where I start to DCA out of altcoins. I'm not fully out of altcoins within this range. I will continue to hold moon bags in case we have, a move into this level where we just kind of range and then we go even crazier. Now, do I think that we're going to like 7 trillion or anything like that? No, but I'm just saying, like, in case we do range up there and we go to even, higher highs, then hey, I will still have a moon bag. But mainly what I'm watching for is the topping point on Bitcoin, because in terms of the altcoin market, we'll never really know when the altcoin market is topped out unless we are watching Bitcoin closely. But outside of this, right, I've been following the altcoin market for a very long time, and I've been telling you guys about how alts look very ready to run against Bitcoin. And in fact, I just made this post on May 1st, so pretty much yesterday. So I said, so much frustration, hopelessness, and FUD has now infiltrated the timeline. XRP specifically has a lot of bearish sentiment surrounding it at a time where the Bitcoin pair and the dominance chart are ranging in an uptrend. Both of these charts have been historically oversold for a while. We are now witnessing the RSI creeping back up, and they both crossed the moving average already. On this next leg up for Bitcoin, I fully expect the Bitcoin dominance chart to take its last and final move to the upside before ultimately chopping to the downside. Run Bitcoin up to about 70K, wipe the market by creating either a triple bottom around 59K or slightly wicking below around 56 to 58K, and then we go to 80 to 100K. Now, I don't believe that we are going to wick down to that 56 to 58K region anymore. In fact, I'm watching to see something very similar to what Credible Crypto has over here, or possibly even what TechDev has, which is us actually breaking to the upside and backtesting the recent high. Over here, we have a little bit of a better structure. It kind of shows us wicking down to about like 66K, which is totally fine. In fact, it doesn't have to go as deep as, 56 to 58K, like I was mentioning. But regardless, the move to 80 to 100K plus to possibly even 120, 150K, or whatever the Bitcoin maxis are claiming, I expect Bitcoin dominance to lose momentum, and that will be the start of alt season. Enjoy the show and embrace the blood. And this is what the XRP chart looked like in terms of the dominance chart and also the Bitcoin pair. Now, everyone was focused on what Bitcoin was doing. They were too oblivious to this. They were completely distracted by Bitcoin. They didn't even care about this chart. Now, a few people from the overall community have been focused on this. Big shout out to Bobby A. He said XRP is going to leave sideline capital, and all the sentiment is in the gutter and precisely where assets print V-shaped reversals, leaving most behind. Love to see it. And this is what his XRP chart looked like during roughly the end of 2023. This is like October of 2023. And he has this outline from roughly 2018 all the way through 2020, where we have the second major wick to the downside. This is like roughly the mid like 30-20 cent range. And then we have this major move to the upside, followed by a few pullbacks. It's like a few ranges before the big move to the upside, actually. So we're kind of in that range still. We're still kind of focused on having that big move to the upside of possibly roughly $13.50 if we get a full expansion, but more so targeting like $8.40 is still something that I'm watching. Outside of this, though, we have it's staring you right in the face, yet you're too scared. This is why most never make it. They are too afraid during the darkest, most fruitful hours. They want to buy when it's sunny and beautiful out. If this sounds like you, know that you are a sheep. The returns will be massive. And here we have the XRP Bitcoin chart. This is completely bottomed out. We have the RSI and also I actually thought that he had the MACD. It's actually just the RSI and also the stochastic RSI on this chart. They are both looking extremely bottomed out. Now over here, we also have from Crypto Insight UK. This excites me. Can we see follow-up volume and price action today with XRP? And this is where we have the volume wick on the bottom outlined with the overall price chart. And he's been following this for a while. Here's the update on the trade as well. This is what it looks like, breaking over the trend line, back testing it, which is a very solid structure, and it's actually a bullish structure. But beyond that, right, let's go over to this one. Nothing is confirmed, but there is a potential today could turn into a great day. If you know, you know. And this is the XRP Bitcoin pair yet again. Here's that major downtrend that we've been retesting and fully focused on. Also, XRP Ethereum also breaking out, ranging sideways, waiting for a big move to the upside. Also, hidden bullish divergence on the chart has been printing since about roughly March in terms of the XRP Ethereum chart. I don't know if, actually on the Bitcoin pair, hidden bullish divergence has also been printing since going all the way back to like the middle of February. So XRP looks solid. Now, this is the XRP Bitcoin pair, XRP dominance pair, and also the XRP USD pair. So this is the XRP Bitcoin pair. Just like I said, look at this, right? We're getting a cross on the MACD down here. Momentum is starting to turn bullish. What we actually want to see is this move to the upside. We want to see this really start gaining momentum. At the same exact time that we want to see the RSI continue its uptrend. Right now, this looks solid on the weekly. If we look at this even on the higher time frames, like for an example, the monthly chart, again, this thing has been bottomed on a significant level going all the way back to 2017, 2018, and since the inception of this chart going all the way back to 2014. So we're watching this one. And by the way, look at the momentum turning. It's slightly turning into bullish on the monthly time frame as well, but on the weekly this thing looks solid, and we have been ranging, right? I've been showing you guys this for a while. We are waiting for the big break, and also the big sign that we are having a much larger expansion is breaking over this trend line up here. This is what we actually want to see, a break over. And in fact, what we want to see is a move to the upside where we back test this, range a little bit, and then get the next big move. That would be a very bullish structure because that is back testing that trend line, turning it into support and continuing even higher. Now, the dominance chart as well looks primed. Very similar structure. The MACD is starting to flip in terms of momentum. And also the RSI already flipped the moving average, and now we are back into a key level. I'm watching for us to actually flip 36.40 on this chart because that is back into a support zone that we have held for a while on this chart. And that will allow us to actually gain some momentum on this chart to roughly almost 3% plus. We still need to break over that 4% area up here. That is actually breaking over the July 2023 time frame and really kind of setting us up for the 6% move. And that is how much percentage of the market XRP would actually grasp in terms of market cap. Now, USD chart wise, this is what we look like, right? We have been ranging on the support zone at about roughly 50 cents. I've outlined this on multiple occasions as well. Weekly wise, this looks very good. We've never lost that 50-cent range at all. Never got a weekly close over it. We're just kind of ranging. We're waiting for a big move to possibly break over this trend line, get a nice wick above it, back test it, and then continue even higher with a possible weekly candle close over 75 cents. That way we can finally get a close over possibly 92 cents on this chart, which is the next key level to close out on in terms of the weekly. That is going to be the big sign that we're going to retest the 2021 high and possibly even the all-time high, setting us up for a much larger break to roughly, $8 to $10. And that's where we really kind of watch XRP for a major top in the overall market. Now, also big shout out to Blockchain Backer, because like I said, the last time that XRP looked like this on the chart, guess what? We went and did a massive 60,000% run up. Here we have want a little XRP hopium sentiment, rough, right? Well, it makes sense. The rest of the market has never been more overvalued versus the XRP price throughout all of history, except once. Then the glory came. And here we have the overall chart. So we have the MACD down there, and this is on the weekly. We also have the RSI, and we have the XRP USD pair. Look at this thing, guys. There was never a time in this market where XRP was so undervalued, since going all the way back to 2017, 2018. And that's when XRP took that massive run to its all-time high from 2017, 2018, and did a 60,000% run. Now, like I said, are we going to do a 60,000% run on XRP? No, but I do think that this will be the time that we finally break over into a new all-time high and silence all the haters. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys want to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.